What does the eXact 2 mean for the commercial printer? Well, it means that it brings your workflow together. With the new onboard Wi-Fi communications, your instruments can be sending data from one side of the plant in your software or any eXact enabled software programs that are connected to the eXact 2. You can be in one side of the plant taking measurements, and that data could be going to the other side of the plant. Also, with our direct connect to the Pantone Live cloud, your Pantone Live libraries will stay current all the time. There is no more need for a software middleman to be able to take Pantone Live libraries and put them on your instruments and try to keep those things current. With the Wi-Fi connected to the device, it goes out to the Pantone Live cloud, and it automatically pulls all the current standards down from the cloud. What else does it mean? Well, it keeps up with ever-evolving color specifications. So the ability to push corporate or brand standards to all connected instruments all at one time using the eXact link. And I'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a few seconds. It also means having a device that is connected to your full color ecosystem, whether that be from pre-press to the press room into the ink room. With this device connected through the Wi-Fi in all eXact enabled software programs, your whole system will be completely connected through your eXact 2. You said you needed a device that measures fast and allows you to keep up with the current creative process. Well, we delivered with the eXact 2. The eXact 2 allows you to complete color control process nearly twice as fast as previous instruments to save time and reduce waste in your workflow. We delivered with our patented Mantis video targeting system. And we'll talk more about that as well. Taking a reading just got faster and easier. We delivered with our integrated scan wheels that allows for scanning of color bars. With just a flip of a switch, you can scan a color bar within seconds. Or you can lock the scan wheels and do a spot reading without the fear of your instruments moving. Image capture functionality from a high-resolution camera makes patch inspection more efficient. Again, we delivered with our digital loop. No need to grab the loop off the console to check for printing defects. Now, with a click of a button, you can zoom in on any registration mark, slur target, or screen tint and view the image on the screen. Retrieve preloaded solids, neons, and pastels, plus connect with your Pantone Live subscription to acquire thousands of other colors across variable of substrates. Once again, we delivered with a connected Pantone Live cloud device. This means you will never miss any new colors that a customer has requested, which we get that lots of from customers, or must use a separate software program to transfer the Pantone Live standards down to your device. So some of the other key features of the eXact 2. The new Mantis video targeting system measures the right spot every single time. No more struggling to align small target windows with a small patch within a color bar. What you see on the screen is exactly where it will measure. And as you can see, I wish this was full screen a little bit more, but as you can see on this image down here, you have this little teeny circle right there. This is the targeting system. There is a camera built into the system, and that little measurement spot is exactly where it's going to measure. So once you have that little circle within where you need it to be, you know you're going to get a very accurate reading. Also, with a new digital loop, you can easily capture any print defects and save those images off for historical reasons. All right, so some of the other improvements that we have made in the instrument. Number one is some of the key features here is non-contact. So within the measurement area of your instrument, we do a non-contact measurement. This is more for if you're in ink room and you're measuring wet drawdowns. So now we're not going to smear it with a target window. It is completely non-contact. The onboard Wi-Fi connection allows you to connect to any eXact enabled program within your network without the need of a USB cable. With a tap of a button, you can switch between spot mode or scan mode, and in conjunction with the Mantis video targeting system, measure very small color bars accurately. With a larger tilt screen image in the screen, you can work on any surface, on any angle of a console. So a lot of times the consoles are up at angles, and you'll be able to tilt the screen up or down, and you'll always be able to see the results. Also, with an intuitive menu, you are only within 2 taps of getting to any of the images and any of the screens and any of the functions within the eXact. So some of the improvements that we made over the existing. Number one is that tilt screen that I just talked about. It's about 30% bigger than the previous instrument, and that's the spring on that from the hinge is pretty stiff. So once you move it and it stays there, it does not fall down. We have a robust and economically designed for handling, reading, and measuring. Now, when we did the design of this, we spent a lot of time with customers all around the world. We took many different types of prototypes to all the customers and had them pick it up, had them do measurements to make sure that we had a true one-handed operation that felt comfortable in many types of hands, whether you have a small hand or whether you're like me that have a very big hand. You wanted to make sure that instrument is easy to pick up, easy to hold, and easy to take a measurement with one hand. We have a switchable polarization filter. This is not your M3 measurement condition. What this does is it allows for measuring flexible poly material. So when you have an extruded poly material and you're trying to read through those with types of instruments, you can get this effect called the polarization effect. And what that does is you get light scatter through the grain of the poly material. So in the other days, you'd actually have to have 2 instruments to measure those. Today, we have one instrument that's a switchable filter that snaps in and out of the bottom of it. We have onboard Wi-Fi. No more using your Bluetooth, which has very limited capability and limited range. We actually have Wi-Fi now. So you can connect this to your network Wi-Fi and you'll be able to take measurements from anywhere in the building, and your computer system can be on the other side of the building. We improved our docking station. This now has inductive charging, so you don't have to have, there's no pins or contacts into the instrument, so it's inductive charging. And we have a built-in calibration standard that is covered, and it has a QR code, so we always get accurate measurements when the instrument calibrates to that stand. Also, what that means is there is no mirroring, if you want to call it that, of a calibration standard to the instrument. The mirroring is done through that QR code. So that way you can use one stand, one charge base for multiple instruments if you really wanted to. So we have new fleet management. So this is a really, really cool feature that was released right at the same time as the eXact 2. And what this allows you to do is the dashboard allows you to see all of your devices, whether they are connected devices, meaning that it's connected through a Wi-Fi like your eXact 2s, or non-connected devices like your eXact 1s. So you see on one screen through a portal all of your instruments you have globally or corporately, however you set that up. With devices connected through the Wi-Fi, like the eXact 2, you can push firmware updates without ever having to have somebody download firmware or having an IT department install that firmware. Right from this application, you can just simply push a button and go update firmware, and it will push that firmware down to that instrument and automatically update it. You'll be able to do that with standards. If you have Pantone Live standards, whether you have corporate standards, you'll be able to pick which instrument in the list you want, pick which library you want, and push a button, and it will automatically transfer those standards down to that instrument. No more having to send files to people, having to rely on somebody to use an application to load those instruments up. It's automatically done through the suite software. The suite software also allows you to review and look at any RMA statuses. If you have sent your instruments in for service, you'll be able to see a whole list of all the RMAs you have previously done. You can set up an RMA, you can look at any repair information, you can even look at the status of your current RMA. It will also tell you where your net profiler statuses are. So if your instrument is net profiled, it'll tell you if it's current or if it's expired, and it will give you some statistical information on how that instrument looked profiled and unprofiled. All that information is within the cloud. That is truly, truly fleet management of an instrument. So what does eXact 2 really mean? It means color confidence. You can have confidence that you are getting an accurate color with the eXact 2.